I am in Puebla, Mexico. There's a lot of dead energy here. This particular place right here is killing me. We're in like this field. They're very intense and aggressive. So we're in the fort. I'm already feeling two males that are here. I'm surrounded by males that are dressed in like this bluish uniform. So feels more intense, like you want to be tested. I don't think these people saw the battle. Danny Michaels, it's very hard for me to breathe in here. Maybe they rebuilt it later or something, but I keep feeling a destruction, and we're gonna see what we get. So come with me on this 4th of Loretto. I am in Puebla, Mexico, at a very historic military fort. Do you ever celebrate Cinco de Mayo? Well, this is where it all started. The reason why you celebrate Cinco de Mayo happened here, in this historic fort. I'm already feeling a lot of dead energy, so I can't really talk very well. We're gonna make connections. I'm already seeing lots of spirits everywhere. We're gonna see what we get. So come with me on this 4th of Loretto in Puebla, Mexico. So we're in the fort. I'm already feeling two males that are here. One's very angry, the other one's nice. The angry one is not happy. He makes me feel sick. He makes me feel pain. And I'm trying to avoid him. The other one's very welcoming. He has tan skin, very nice. We're gonna see what we get. So it's a very small museum. I felt there's a lot of dead energy here. I feel like a lot of people died here. I also keep feeling and hearing explosions, like bombs going off. I don't know if bombs existed back then, but I keep feeling like destruction, and I just keep hearing a lot of loud bangs and lots of people running and screams, and like I just feel like there was a lot of dead energy here. There's this guy that keeps following me, trying to get my attention. I think he wants to be helped to move on, and like I keep feeling him right here, so it makes me feel like someone's touching my neck, and he's letting me know that he's ready. He says, I'm ready. I just feel like he spent a lot of time here feeling lost. I also don't think he's from here. I think he's from another place, another country. Like I keep seeing Europe, somewhere around Europe, Spain, France. Like those are the two that show up for me. And he says he wants to be reunited with his family. He wants to be free. He just feels guilty. He feels guilty for trying to... I was following orders. He says, I was following orders. That's all I was doing. If I would have said no, people would have laughed at me. I would have been the laugh of the town. So I feel like he joined the military or something because he had to. Maybe he felt forced into it. But he's not from here though. So I'm going to call on the angels and help him move on. And we're going to just help him move on. There's another angry spirit that's in there that keeps making my stomach hurt. I don't know if he was shot in the stomach or stabbed, but he just keeps making me feel like this sharp pain on my right side of my stomach. No, my left side actually. And he is kind of angry. He doesn't like males, and he's just angry. So he can make people feel sick here. He can make you feel nauseous. I don't think he gets physical, but he's definitely all over the place. I see a lot of death in this place, okay? It took me a little bit to get used to it. But I don't necessarily see dead people in the fort, although I do see a bunch. There's a lot of residual energy. Just people, I kept seeing people gathering weapons, ammunition, like over and over and over. So I feel like you can hear that movement happening as you're in the fort. But I see them everywhere. There's the fort's right here, and then you see over here, I think they turned it into like a park or something. But I see them everywhere. I see them actually back here more. This is where I see more things happening. Right now I'm seeing like cannon fire, and then I'm seeing lots of bodies everywhere. One of the things that you can hear if you come here at night, you can probably hear screams or fighting, just like voices. I don't know if you're allowed to come here at night, but you'll find a lot of that energy here still. Very intense, especially at night. I feel like this is a different feeling here. This is what I'm hearing, the explosions. So these are the explosions that I'm hearing. There's about 3 forts, they told me, in this place. So we just checked out the Loretto Fort. Now we're gonna get going to the second fort and see what we pick up over there. I think that the more we go up, the more where I feel more stuff happening. But the thing about the spirits in this fort is that they feel protective. They feel like they did their job. They're very proud of it. But I also see spirits of soldiers that are dressed and look different. So I do feel like there's still spirits from the Europeans that tried to invade Mexico at that time. And the one that I helped right now moved on was a European soldier. I think they're French, because right now I asked the angels, and they started talking to me about the Eiffel Tower and showed me like a vision of the Eiffel Tower. So I think that's their way of answering us where this soldier was from. But he moved on. He's in a good place now, so I feel happy about that. I never force help on any spirits. If they ask me, because I have that ability to call on the angels and help them out, I'll do it. But the other ones, the angry guy, he's not looking to move on. He's still pretty angry and, feels protective. That guy feels more connected to here. He feels more connected to, I think he died somewhere in this fort. So I think he might have been from the Mexican army. And he's just angry. I think that he feels very proud. So I think he was very proud. He also has these things on his shoulders, which I think signify maybe he was a general or something like that, or maybe a little bit high rank. But he's very proud. So he's inside now. Like, I'm not connecting with him or anything, but we're going to keep going and see what else we find. So we're on the front of the fort, Lorenzo. No. This particular place right here is killing me. There is so much intense energy, blood. Oh, my head is pounding in this particular energy. I actually feel like someone, I keep seeing this male, but he's not here. It's more like a residual play. And I just keep feeling like a cannonball just hit him right on the head. And that's how he passed away. But it's more residual playing over from the trauma of the place. This front right here feels in shambles to me, so I feel like it was completely destroyed. Maybe they rebuilt it later or something, but right now, this place, this particular circle of the fort is so intense, and hold on.
What are you getting from the land itself? I'm getting a lot of energy and woundedness in Mother Gaia.
Oh, definitely. The thing is that the land is happy about what this has become now. Because when we were outside the fort, there was people like, it feels like it's happy with what it's done now, but before there was so much, it felt like nothing would grow here. And I think that the way that they're doing things now, it's almost like an offering of the land, like, hey, we're gonna build a museum here and then everyone can come and hang out. The view is amazing. You can see the city really well for here, and a lot of people come see the view. So I think that from the land, of course there's trauma, but I think it was made up with what they're doing. but every piece of the fort has a different energy for me. When we were inside, it wasn't too intense, but definitely the whole fort feels like a masculine energy, war, fighting. But this particular place right here where I'm at, it just feels like a very bloody mass, just war. And I see smoke, I see explosions, fire, these like bodies flying around, and it's a lot.
Are you encountering any spirits or residual energies that need help moving on?
So not in this particular place. I don't. This is literally, if you're sensitive to energy, you're going to step in this particular place and you're going to see, like, if you don't see physical like I do, because I'm literally seeing like things moving around me, you can see inside your head a bunch of movies playing of like war and this and that. You can feel very sick in this particular place. I feel nauseous. I feel really intense. So you can feel very ill, nauseous. My head is pounding. So this particular place, I think this whole front is just very intense with energy. And I noticed it as soon as, because you have to walk through here to come in the fort, and I noticed it right away, but I didn't pay attention to it because I was like, no, I don't want to start there. So we just kept going, and it kind of disappears when you move on from this. But there's only residual energy. So there's a lot of like, that happens a lot where in the places where there's a lot of trauma in the land, a lot of death in the land, or war, anything like that. So what I'm seeing right now is just more residual energy. Things like right now, actually right here, right over here by this wall, I'm actually seeing against the wall, like, but I feel like that was maybe after the war happened, because I feel like there were bodies being collected, and I see them all types. So I think that they collected not only the Mexican bodies, but also the European bodies from the invaders. So it's kind of like the history of things that they're kind of showing me there. We're going to keep going. We have one more fort to discover and see what we get from that energy over there. But overall, this particular place is the most intense one for me. It just feels like I feel like my head's spinning. It feels like it's just the energy that is of too much information, and I can see so much. So like as I'm walking, I'm seeing just residual energy playing over and over and over. I don't think this is what it looked like back then. To me, it looks like rocks or brick. The walls were made of either rocks, like how the floor looks like. So like that's how the walls looked to me. And then they have like this almost like a white color to it or something like that. So, or maybe it is the light yellow, but we're going to keep going and see what we get. So we're in like this field. It's like the front of the fort. And I felt the first female spirit here, and she just kept showing me like almost like a maid garments. She has a head, like a white headband on top of her head, and she's just telling me that she used to feed, she used to help, she used to feed the men, the soldiers here. This cannon here has a lot of energy, so I feel it's original. I'm gonna do a little bit of psychometry on it and see what I get from it. See, I just keep seeing fire. As soon as I touched it, I see fire. I see this being hot and like people burning their hands on this. I do feel like it did a lot of good stuff defending. I don't like weapons at all, but that's what the spirits are telling me, is that they defended, that it did a lot, that it was a good help, a good tool for them. I've seen a lot. Like this is something that I feel like it traveled for a while, and it was used in that moment of the war. So it's pretty cool. It's really awesome, that history side of things. Right now, though, the biggest thing about this field here that I'm seeing, for some reason, I'm seeing a lot of bodies just laying down and covered. Like I'm seeing a lot of bodies. Just imagine, like, I don't know, the angels just kept telling me 10,000. So I don't know if it was like 10,000 casualties here, but I just keep seeing like this whole thing full of bodies, and it's pretty wild too, like it's like I'm trying to be careful how I'm walking, because I feel like I'm stepping on them, because that's how I'm seeing them. but I know it's just a residual energy of, having these abilities.
I'm wondering if you're picking up anything about, besides the one woman who was cooking, about how the soldiers were cared for. Were there nurses or cavalry medics, or how were they cared for here?
I feel just very masculine energy. So I think there were either just doctors or military medics or something. It just feels very masculine. The women, I don't think they lived here, but I think they came to tend to the men, because I see a lot of them walking back and forth. So I think they used to come in, maybe make food, tend to them, but I don't think they were allowed to live here or anything. And I just keep seeing, I see a lot of them cleaning too. So there was a lot of that they would do, but I don't see them connected to the place or anything. The one lady that I saw, she kept showing me she would feed the men. She would do all of this. I do see that she died here. So she was caught in the whole war that happened, because she tells me it was a surprise. She says that it was a surprise that everything was fine. And then the bell started ringing. She says, she shows me a bell ringing, and then everything started to go wild. And they told her to go inside a room, she says. And I feel like the room was blown up somehow and she was caught, because she shows me she couldn't breathe, but I feel like she shows me like things falling on her. So I think that either the ceiling fell on her or something, a wall, and then that's how she passed. She's showing me, but that's the only female spirit I encountered here. So this is our conclusion on this fort, and we're gonna head over to the next fort that is right up the hill right here, and we're gonna continue. I am in Puebla, Mexico, in the Guadalupe Fort. So we started at the other fort, and now we're in the Guadalupe Fort. This fort was named after Our Lady of Guadalupe, and there's a chapel here dedicated to her. So I already stepped in here. My head hurts more here for some reason. It's more intense. I think that there was maybe more death here or more intensity here. It just feels like my head is a little bit more heavier here. But I also feel celebration. I feel triumph. I feel celebration here too. But I feel like there was a lot going on in this particular place here. I haven't encountered any spirits yet, but we're gonna walk around and check it out, see what we get to. But this for some reason, this fort feels heavier to me. It feels a little bit more. So I don't know if this is where most of the battle happened from Cinco de Mayo. I'm not sure, but it feels like the front of my head feels really intense. And so if you're sensitive to energy, you're right away going to feel this. As soon as we were driving up here, there was like a threshold that we crossed where I was like, oh, my head. And then my eyes feel like really heavy. The front of my head feels really heavy just from all that death energy. So I feel like there was a lot going on here. I also feel like there were a lot of people that were buried surrounding us, because I feel watched like in our surroundings. So I feel like there was people that were buried here too and lost their lives, and there's just a lot. I keep hearing right now swords, like sword fighting, like metal, like sword fighting. So there was a lot of that going on. So we're going to start here at the Fort of Guadalupe in Puebla, Mexico, and I want to leave you guys with this amazing view. You can see the walls of the fort that stand here still, and then you see the new structure. That's how I was seeing the old fort, the first fort that we were filming at. This is the walls that I was seeing. So this is how it might have looked back then. So we just found out that this fort was where the main battle of Puebla happened. This is where the main battle took place. So that is why this energy feels more intense, why my head hurts more, why I saw more death here. And when we were in the Loretto Fort, I kept pointing towards this direction and saying, that is where I see more death happening, which is where we are at right now. It feels really intense. It feels like so much death. I'm actually being surrounded by spirits right now, and all telling me, like, they're all screaming. They're all telling me, like, it wasn't my fault. What happened to me? Like, they're just saying, like, there was a lot going on. So I'm gonna go outside and see if any of them need help, but there's too many. I'm counting about 18 right now that are surrounding me. They all look bloody. They all look bad. So, but there's also a shrine to Our Lady of Guadalupe over here. And I feel like it helps the spirits. This helps a lot of the spirits move on. This helps a lot of the spirits here. But there's definitely a lot of death here. A lot. Not necessarily here in the fort, but I think out there. There's a big field out there, and then surrounding areas where I see it happening. Here I just see explosions and people running around, water, buckets of water, and there's a lot. So we're gonna keep going. So as I'm walking around, I just encountered a painting that looks exactly like what I was describing and what I was seeing. Here it is. This is exactly what I was seeing. People all over the place, fighting, explosions, smoke, all over the place.
And the swords too.
The swords, sword fighting. I keep hearing sword fighting. So this is exactly what I saw right now before encountering this painting. It's very hard for me to breathe in here. And I'm also encountering these two spirits. One of them is a female, and she's dressed like a nun, very religious, very healing. She talks to me a lot about the Holy Mother, how the Holy Mother wanted to be here, how the Holy Mother chose this place. But she also tells me that the Holy Mother didn't like what people were doing to the place, and she struck down. She said she struck down. And then I'm seeing this male that looks, I don't know, but he looks like a regular guy, like a farmer, actually. And he talks about how he used to help here, how he was devoted to helping this place grow, cleaning things. And he likes to be here because he felt really connected to this place. I don't think these people saw the battle. It was a little bit different. I think it was after or something, I don't know. But it's definitely all other spirits besides all the soldiers that I'm encountering. I'm feeling really nauseous in here. It's hard to breathe because there's too much spirits. Right now I'm actually feeling and I'm surrounded by males that are dressed in like this bluish uniform, the bluish color, deep blue, like royal blue. And they're all telling me like they feel, I don't know, it's almost like they're stuck in the same story because they're telling me like, we gotta get out of here. We need to help. We need to go help everyone. We need to help everybody. We need all hands on deck. All hands on deck. So they're very intense and aggressive, screaming at me. So it kind of makes me feel like they're still stuck in that energy a little bit. Outside, I see more stuff happening. My throat closes up by being in here. So I'm gonna go outside, even though outside feels more intense. But I'm gonna go outside to see if there's any spirits we can help and to see more what they show me. So I'm outside now, the fort. There's this spirit that's wanting me to go over there, all the way back there. So we're gonna go. Even though I feel like that specific spot feels very intense for me. Oh, my head hurts a lot. He says that there were soldiers from the other team that came through the back. And I think we're in the back of the fort right now. He says they came through the back. They climbed through the back. And he stood here. He says he stood strong here. He's very proud of what he did. Let's see if you guys can see him. He's like right next to me right here. He says he's very proud of what he did. He took on 40 of them. He says 40 of them. And he says that he didn't let them come through. But then he tells me, and then they got me, he tells me. And then he makes my stomach hurt. I think he was stabbed in his stomach or something. There was something that happened there. And then he tells me that's how he passed. So, but he's very proud of what he did, very proud of his accomplishments. He just wanted me to hear his story. I asked him right now if he wanted me to help him move on. And then he just started telling me the story again. There is a lot of spirits here that are conscious, that are not residual. They're conscious spirits but there's a lot of them that are stuck in their trauma. So almost like they're reliving the same thing over and over, but they're not residual energy. They're conscious spirits. That's what happens when a spirit dies in a very, very traumatic death. Because I'm seeing a lot of spirits right here by these trees right here. There's a lot of spirits here. There's a lot of them just staring up here like they're lost. It's a very intense energy. They feel kind of angry. These ones, I don't think they're from the Mexican side. I think they're from the French side. Oh, by the way, I just found out that it was a battle between the French and Mexicans. So that's what happened here. And so these feel like angry, like they're just watching, but they can't come in the fort. I think that they don't come in the fort because I feel like all of the other spirits are protecting the fort. All of the Mexican spirits are protecting the fort, so they can't come in. But I definitely see them surrounding here. I see them surrounding the fort right here, and they're just like standing, very creepy, if I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's like they're just standing and staring. And they don't look very pleasant, but at night, I feel like people can see glowing eyes around the trees, around everything. That's what they can feel. But they're on the back, or on the side of the fort, actually. We're on the side of the fort. So we're gonna go towards the front of the fort where the battle actually took place, and I'm gonna see what I get there so I can bring you guys. Remember to everything I show you guys, everything I'm talking about, remember, try to see if you connect. What do you get? And let me know in the comments, what are you getting, so we can talk about it. We're finishing off the adventure here at the fort, and we're actually heading down here because that right where you see that monument right there, this is where I'm seeing the battle happening. Now my head is pounding from energy. It's pounding from, right now I'm actually feeling like I can't hear anything. Almost like the noise from the battle affected a lot of people's hearing. Oh, so we just concluded our adventure inside the fort, and now we're outside the fort. And if you see that monument behind me right here, that is where I see the battle happening. That is where I see the spirits. My head is pounding from just being here because there was a lot of death here. I just keep seeing thousands of bodies everywhere. And we're gonna go down there to see what happens, to see what we feel, see if there's any spirits we can help, and just to tell you guys the history of what I'm seeing through my abilities, through my eyes of the angel medium that I am. I did want to mention that right now, as soon as I stepped into the field, I'm feeling like I can't hear. Almost like if an explosion went off around me and I can't hear. So I feel like a lot of spirits kind of went through that. I feel like they were kind of like disoriented from all the battle stuff and all the explosions, all the cannons and the everything. I just keep seeing a lot of blood, a lot of things going on down there. The fort feels good, feels better than it feels out here, but this is definitely where it happened. So when you're out there celebrating Cinco de Mayo, drinking, remember why, honor this battle that gave Mexico a big independence from the French. So remember that, honor that. I mean, I know most of you are going to take that as a day to just celebrate and drink, but there was a big thing going on that day, and there's a big battle, and we're going to give you guys some more history of what's going on. So let's go down to the field where the battle happened. I can't see anything. We're going to keep walking, but the closer we come down here, the more I can't see. I feel like my heart hurts, my stomach hurts. I'm just reliving a lot of the deaths that happened here. So it's pretty intense. It's very intense. Thank God there's grass and trees that can help us ground a little bit, but there's a lot. Like I'm seeing, I think it's smoke, but I'm seeing like a dust, like just dust everywhere. It's pretty intense. So let's keep going. So walking around here, it's pretty intense because I feel like I'm walking in a battlefield. I can't see anything. Everything's gray. It's pretty intense. There's noise. Oh, like I just keep feeling I don't want to throw up. There's just a lot of energy in this place. Oh, man. Hopefully I don't get sick. But here I am. I'm doing the work for you guys. So I hope you give me a like on the video, okay? Because I'm out here filming, bringing you guys some content, some spiritual content for you guys to feel through the lens. So all I ask is for your powerful on this video. Make sure you're following my channel, Angel Medium Danny Michaels, or just Danny Michaels, and give it a like, please. Whew. So there's a lot going on here. Oh, like I can't see very well. It's pretty intense, but we're here. Okay, there's a guy here, a spirit that we're gonna talk to. What's funny is that right now I'm seeing the spirit of this guy. He looks like a general. He's dressed like a general, has these golden things on his shoulders and medals. He says, we won the battle, we plan accordingly. And then he's showing me these papers of a plan, of a map, of a plan. And he says that he had a lot to do with it, that he brainstormed how to win this battle and position everybody, he says. They retrieved. So there was a couple battles that he's talking about. He says that they retrieved and then they try to come back again and they won. And then we kept our land, we kept what was ours. Oh, and then he talks about the monument. So this monument, he's telling me that this is a triumph. This is a monument of a triumph. He feels really happy that this was placed here. He feels really happy that this is here because it shows that he won, he tells me. So there's a lot of really good energy in here, even though there's a bunch of battle going on. There's a lot happening here. It actually helps that this was kind of turned into a park now, if you guys can see. There's people playing soccer, there's people riding their bikes, there's vendors. So he's really happy that that happened. He says that it helps the land heal and it helps everything be good. So there's a lot of energy. I also keep seeing indigenous people fighting for the land, but like, you know, Mexican indigenous, it's just a lot of really good energy of good spirits. Not everything's bad, but there's a lot of residual energy. My head is still pounding from the amount of energy that is here. And this is our last stop on the Guadalupe Fort. And it's amazing. You can see the letters over there, people taking pictures on the letters, and people come here for the history, for everything. If you're sensitive to energy, I don't think you're gonna like this place. I think you're gonna get sick, you're gonna throw up. If I wasn't used to energy like I am, I would be probably wanting to go to bed. One thing I noticed right away is when I exited the fort, I felt a little bit drained. So I felt like, okay, my energy's missing. And that's because, you know, I opened myself up to talking to a lot of spirits and I call it time traveling. I opened myself up to time travel a little bit to see what was happening, the history and all of that. I'm still opening myself up to that so that I can see what happened before and things like that. And that takes a lot of energy, especially when you are in a place where there's a lot of death, okay? Like big historical places with a lot of death is what it feels like all the time. So I'm a little drained, but here's the thing. When you're feeling drained, hydrate. Water helps move energy. If you need a little snack, recharge your battery, okay? It's because it's work. For us mediums, it's work to open ourselves up and get going there. But this overall was an amazing adventure here in Puebla. We first, there's two forts that we visited, the Loretto Fort and the Guadalupe Fort. So these two are the ones that we visited. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments what you were feeling. Let me know in the comments what you were feeling as you're watching me walk around, as you're watching me channel and give you guys the information. I'll give you guys a little bit of time at the end of this video so that you guys can see this, where I'm gonna give you guys some B-roll of the fort where the battle took place. Sorry, I can't even talk from all the energy that I'm feeling. So I hope you guys enjoyed this adventure. I have so many more coming to you. Please take the time to give me a like. Please take a time. It helps me tremendously if you like this video, if you share it, if you watch it. It helps me a lot. And comment. Let me know what you're feeling. Let me know what you got in this video, and we can compare some answers and we can compare some stories. So I love you guys so much. I'm your host, Danny Michaels, Angel Medium, and I'll leave you guys with the place where the Battle of Cinco de Mayo happened, the Battle of Puebla.